welcome to One More with Danny Coleman. I'm Danny Coleman, and this is One More with me. And we're coming to you live from Monmouth Music right here in beautiful downtown Red Bank, New Jersey. One More with Danny Coleman is sponsored by Monmouth Music, also by Antoinette Boulangerie, and by the Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank. If there's anything you want to see on this program, please email me, dcoleman.drice@gmail.com, and we will try and make that happen for you. Right, Nash?
Yep.
Nash, see? Nash is the glue, didn't I tell you? Nash is the glue. Yeah. Right? Tom, you're... Okay, good. That's the crew here. The other crew, wouldn't worry about that. My guest tonight, Springfield, New Jersey artist, the Vaughgns. Yeah. Clap for the Vaughns. Clap for yourselves. Why not? That's beautiful. That's a circular clap.
It's a round of applause.
There we go. See? One more pun has been brought to you by the Vaughns. So, how are you guys?
I'm doing well.
Good. You're doing well. He's only concerned about him. We have ego problems with this guy?
All the time.
Okay. So introduce yourselves to everyone.
I'm Tom. I play bass.
I'm Anna, and I sing and play guitar.
I'm David. I play guitar.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm Danny Coleman, and that's the Bull. So I'm glad you guys made the trip down here tonight.
Thank you.
Have you ever done a YouTube show before?
No,
Not a live one.
Not a live one like this?
We did one
No.
where it was filmed beforehand, just live playing, and then
Right.
they aired it later. So it was all
I
edited.
see.
And stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're familiar with the format then of such a thing.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay,
A
good.
little bit.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So why don't you guys run the show? Go ahead.
No.
It's like a knock-knock joke. You start. All right. So you're from Springfield, New Jersey, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. The lovely town of Springfield, which is located northern
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Yes.
So how'd you guys come together?
It was like, I guess, my sophomore year of college. It was just kind of through random invites and mutual friends. We all went to the same high school, but weren't playing together and didn't really know each other too closely. But then in college, I just got a random invite to go hang out with these guys and jam with them. And I walked in and I was like, whoa, like, they're good. And then we just decided pretty much there and then to start a band and started writing and playing shows.
Yeah.
Great. And you go the original route, so
Yes.
Yes.
fantastic. I mean, as far,
Yeah.
in my book. I do a radio show on Sunday nights, Rock on Radio.
Mm-hmm.
So last night, I did have a show on Easter.
Wow.
And my engineer says to me, he says, "Did you make it over here?" I said, "No, I didn't get to make it last night because my guest last night was Renee Maskin."
Oh, yeah. We love
Okay.
Olay. Yeah.
So I said, "No, I didn't get to make it to the show because the Paper Jets were on the week before."
Yeah, yeah.
So my engineer says, he goes, "Yeah," he says, "they were the Paper Jets were great and Low Light was great, and there's this group of young kids, the Vaughns. You gotta have them on the radio show." I said, "Well, they're already booked." So but he raved about you guys.
Oh, wow.
You played John and Peters in New Hope,
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
and
With
is that the first time you ever played there?
second time.
Second time.
But we actually just played it with Paper Jets and Low Light. I don't know if you just said that, but
Paper Jets.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Saturday.
yeah, Saturday we played there.
Paper Jets, Low Light,
Yeah.
Jesse Elliott,
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Falconeers,
Yep.
and keep forgetting the guy's name.
Brian
Rothenbeck.
Rothenbeck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
So how'd that show go? I mean, I'm
It
hearing all these good things
yeah.
about it. Renee said it was a blast.
It's a lot of fun. We did one in the fall,
Mhm.
and the place is so small. I think we talked about this earlier. It's just like you could pack in probably like, I don't know, 60 people at most. And it's like this little pit, this little stage.
You're
and
being
it's
awful
just,
generous there.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. And
How tall are you? Did you hit your head in the ceiling?
oh,
I almost did a couple times.
if you're taller than like 5'10", you're done. You
Yeah.
know. But anyway, there's all booths around the stage. And it's really intimate, and it was just a great
Oh,
time.
I know. I've played
Yeah.
John and Peters more than
Oh, I'm
more than
sure.
times than I have hair on my head. Which
Yeah, it's a lot
could be
of
not
fun.
a lot. but-
What instrument do you play?
Huh?
What instrument
I'm a
do you play?
drummer. Where is your drummer?
He is in the middle. He's actually an accountant, and he's in the middle of
Yeah.
Tax
his
season?
quarter closed. Not so much tax, or he's a finance guy. I don't know. He has a really fancy job. We
Hi,
miss him.
Ryan.
Yeah, hey Ryan.
It's a fancy job.
Yeah,
He has
so
no
he.
time for this tomfoolery.
Yeah, so we love him, but he couldn't be here tonight.
He couldn't be here tonight. Okay, and what's his name?
Ryan Kenter.
Okay.
He's a hell of a drummer.
Right.
Yes.
And where did we meet Ryan?
Same thing. He's first time we all got
Craigslist.
together. Yeah, Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Yeah, that's
Probation. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, John and Peters is a
Yeah.
quite an interesting venue. You should see when they were they allowed to smoke in there or no?
No, somebody was saying that though, that they used to allow people to smoke.
It's probably been about a year and a half since I played there. And
Oh.
they used to have maybe 2 years, and they used to be able to
Wow.
smoke down there, and you could
2
literally
years ago?
cut it with a knife. Yeah,
Wow.
Pennsylvania didn't come on to the.
Wow.
Why didn't we play it then?
Oh no,
I've never
doing?
smoked a cigarette in my life, and I walked out of there. I think
You
with,
smoked a cigarette that night.
I
Oh,
smoked
yeah.
a pack.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
I mean, literally, I'm driving home, and I'm like, oh my god! I
Yeah.
started taking off clothes, throwing them out the window. My truck reeked like smoke for like
Oh
3
my
days.
goodness.
Yeah.
But those days are gone. So.
Yeah.
So Springfield's your home base of operations. So where do you guys gig mostly?
We mainly play like New Brunswick or Asbury Park. We played Hoboken and Jersey City a couple of times, but I think more recently we did the New Hope thing, which is really cool. But I think more recently we've been playing like New York City. There's a lot of cool venues out there.
Okay. You have a favorite one in the city?
I don't think we've explored enough to like say a favorite
Yeah.
one, but the most recent one we did was Rockwood.
Rockwood
was-
Music Hall.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
it was
place.
really cool. Like
Yeah.
before we went on, our set was like at 12, and it was a Thursday night. And before we went on, there was like nobody there, but like after our first or second song, the place was literally packed.
It's like
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that's what
Never
you get.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it was awesome.
no kidding. All right. You
Yeah.
ever played a bitter end?
We haven't.
No,
yeah.
that's
No.
one we haven't played.
That's one of those places
Yeah.
where I think it's open till like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh my
And
god.
like, they have music right up until the
Yeah.
end, so
That's
you can have
crazy.
like a 3 a.m. time slot
Right.
on
I
a
know.
Tuesday.
That's crazy.
But,
Yeah.
but it's New York City, so
The
you
craziest
never
thing,
know.
people are there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you never. First of all, yeah, there are people there, but
Yeah.
you also never know
Right.
who's going to be there.
Exactly. Yeah.
At 3 in the morning, there might only be 10 or 15 people there, but one of those could be somebody that
Right.
could, literally further your career, and you don't even know. So,
Yeah.
so how would you guys best describe your music?
That's tough.
I think that one thing that's cool about us is that we weren't a band that ever had a sound particularly in mind when we got started. A lot of bands today, I feel like they have the marketing outline, the visual of their band, and their sound picked out before they even play a show or write a song. For us, we were just like flying by the seat of our pants, putting sounds together. And what's cool about it is that I feel that we do have a little bit of our own sound. It's rock and roll by default because we play electric guitars and we scream and we get excited and we rock out. But there's some indie vibes, there's some pop vibes, there's some surf rock vibes, there's classic rock vibes, garage.
Yeah, I think like every song's different, especially lately, the way we've been writing. So I think we also all have so many different influences. So we all don't like the same type of music, which is really important too.
Okay, you just led me into 3 different
Okay.
questions that popped
Okay.
in my
Yeah,
mind.
go ahead.
No, that's a good thing.
Oh, it's like, sure.
You said influences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, who are
Okay.
yours?
Well, I don't know. I'm all over the place too, but I like a lot of '60s music, a lot of pop music, Beach Boys, Beatles. But I also like the Pixies.
I'm kicking your bandmate. I'm
Playing footsies and
You could kick them. I like stuff like the Pixies too and stuff like that.
So,
Yeah.
with that 60s influence, I'm
Yeah.
guessing that came from your parents?
Yes. Huge record collection, my dad. So definitely helped all those classic bands. I still like stuff like Thin Lizzy, Def Leppard, all that stuff. I mean, I don't like walk around telling everyone I listen to Def Leppard. But, it's like it's ingrained, But I like a lot of new bands too, like Wolf Alice, Courtney Barnett, stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Did either of your parents, or do you listen to vinyl?
Oh,
or are you
yeah.
still on the CD, download, streaming?
No, we
bandwagon?
were just talking about this the other day, me and my dad, but we have a turntable and we're going to bring it downstairs, and we have a whole big shelf of vinyl. So I'm going to start listening to more vinyl because
besides a musician, I'm a writer
Yep.
also. And I just
You write books?
no, I am writing a book though.
Oh, that's
I am,
awesome.
But I write
Songs?
I write for New Jersey Stage Magazine,
I was way off.
concert blogger magazine, and I just recently did an interview with a fellow by the name of Graham Alexander. Now Graham was in a couple of Beatles tribute type things on Broadway. He played Paul McCartney, and he's got his own band and so on and so forth. But he and several other young, and I say young, they're only in their early 30s, musicians, put together their money and they bought the RCA Victor catalog.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Now, very few people know this, and for those of you at home, very few people know, maybe you do or you don't, but the very first vinyl record ever pressed was pressed in Camden, New Jersey, next to what is now the Susquehanna Center in the RCA building,
Amazing.
right on the Delaware River, where you can see Philadelphia across the river. And the artists that came through there, like Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Bing Crosby, all these people who were on the old 78s, you know, they were just going to let all that stuff go when they destroyed the building. So this group came in, purchased the entire catalog, took the equipment that they used to manufacture the vinyl records back in the early 1900s. They've got the talking machines, they've got the Victrolas, they've got the acetates, they've got the sheet music, they've got everything that was done. Like Louis Armstrong recorded there in Camden, and they created this place called The Vault. And in it, it's like a museum, but it's also an entertainment venue.
Wow.
It holds 80 people for a show.
Oh, that's awesome.
120 standing room, or 120 standing room only.
Wow.
Right, 120 standing room, 80 with seats. And like if you buy a VIP package, they'll give you a tour of the facility as part of whatever show they have.
That's amazing.
And they're having book signings and all those sort of things. Now, Graham is a huge fan of vinyl.
As he should
Okay?
be.
Right. And he said it perfectly to me when we were talking a couple weeks ago. He says, if vinyl records were books, they would be the hard copy. They would be the hardcover.
Yeah.
Because guys like your age,
Yeah.
grew up on CDs and digital downloads and streaming and all that stuff. Whereas you were never able to go to a record store and buy a brand new record. You didn't see the line waiting outside of the disco mats in Manhattan, because the new like Blondie album was coming out or the new, whatever. You didn't get to open it up and see the artwork and read the liner notes where you actually didn't have to go, wait a minute, give me that magnifying glass. I don't care how young or old your eyes are, the print's so
Yeah,
small.
so tiny.
It's only this, And he was saying how vinyl records have increased their sales 400%. And it's mostly millennials that are purchasing them because to them it's like, wow, what's this?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's this form of music? So
gold.
it's starting to come back. But
Yeah, I love how, like you were just saying, I love how it's like a package. It's like a piece of art. Nowadays
Yes.
you just click download, you get an album. It's like, I don't know, you're so distant from it, even though you're listening to the music. Like when you have the package and actually look what the artist was trying to convey inside, the packaging. I don't know, it's cool.
yeah, I mean you can't. Yeah, and there was
So
a couple years ago I went to Camden to cover a show called Yestival. It was progressive. It was the band Yes.
Oh, cool.
Rick Wakeman wasn't with them, but Steve Howe and Chris Squire, the bassist who just recently passed away. They were still playing with the band, but there was all these progressive rock bands that were on the list, and the artist who designed all of the crazy Yes album covers was there, and he had literally walls like this just full of all the artwork for all of the albums that he's done.
That's amazing.
And for the life of me, I cannot remember the guy's name, but Paul, I want to say Paul, but it was just something to be able to see that and then talk to the guy.
Yeah.
He had it right on the concourse. He had a meet and greet. Everybody could walk up and talk to him, and it was really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
So albums, vinyl's making a comeback. How about you, Anna?
Can I say one thing before we switch the
You
subject?
go right ahead.
Okay.
We're talking about your influences.
Okay.
So you
Do
go
you
ahead.
do you watch Netflix at all or have access to it?
Rarely, but
Okay. There's a really cool show that I'm very much a fan of called The Art of Design, and it's kind of a documentary series, and they have a different type of artists. They have stage designers. They have one lady is a graphic designer who I wanted to bring up who did a lot of the famous. Her name is Paula Scher, and she did a lot of album covers from the 80s, like Bruce Springsteen, Billy Joel, and also the most famous one was the Boston album cover with the weird spaceship thing. And it reminded me of that, what you're talking about, talking to the artist who did those. And
it's
just
actually
incredible.
a guitar, by the way, if you look at that.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. But what's funny is that it's specifically about that one. She talks about how she drew it and she was like, this is just crazy. And then it became one of the biggest. Like, you see that anywhere and you recognize it. Yeah. I mean, they're still using it today. So I just wanted to, if you are into that, you could check it out on Netflix.
We've got a love note.
We have a love note. Let's see what the love note is. Well, thank you, love note deliverer. Makiro Media says, this is awesome. I love the Vaughns.
We love you, Mike.
Mike's a good guy.
Is that Makiro? Micro?
Micro Media, right?
Micro Media.
Yeah.
All one word.
Yeah. His name is Mike. Oh my God, I can't talk. Mike Ramash. I went to speech for my R's when I was little.
Me too.
You did too. Nice.
I was normal.
You were nervous.
Well, thank you, Mike, very much
Yeah,
for
thanks,
tuning
Mike.
in and checking these guys out. So, so who did you growing up?
Yeah, growing up, it was pretty similar. I think that's one thing that bonds all of us. All of our parents raised us on good old classic rock. So lots of that, lots of Beatles, lots of singer-songwriters like Jim Croce and Van Morrison, stuff like that. And then as I got older, I had a really big reggae phase where I was really into Bob Marley. But other than that, just lots of pop music and lots of indie rock bands now. Big fan of the Alabama Shakes, big fan of Courtney Barnett. I'd say those are probably two of my biggest influences vocally, like Brittany Howard and Courtney Barnett. So, yeah.
Nice.
You're
up.
Come on, Dave.
I can do this. I think, when I was younger, it's funny because my dad was into disco a lot, so I actually have a strange love for
Do you still talk to him?
Yeah, so no. I forgave him. No, but I actually have this low key love for disco, thanks to him actually.
I
but
did not
um,
know that.
Until tonight.
and
Wow.
my
It's a
mom,
revealing session. More with Danny.
my mom showed me a lot of folk Van Morrison, Jim Croce, Simon and Garfunkel, Nora Jones. Growing up on that, and she exposed me to Mozart too. It was really interesting.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. In middle school, I think I went through that emo phase. I was into bands like My Chemical Romance and stuff. But I guess
Emo phase. That's
I
right.
know,
I forgot what that's called. Emo music. Okay.
And then I guess probably now I'd say my biggest influences have been Nirvana.
Yeah.
I love Elliott Smith as a songwriter. I think he's a genius. And even more lately, I know everyone mentions the Beatles, but more recently I've been revisiting all their work, but actually listening to what they were doing musically, and it's actually genius what they were doing. So I'm trying to study that what they were doing. It's really cool.
Yeah, in the 7 short years that they were together,
I know that's the most amazing thing.
They
were
went
never
from these mop top pop boys playing old blues tunes and rhythm and blues tunes to Sgt. Pepper, and then
Abbey Road.
Actually, Abbey Road Studios has a connection to the Vault, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
No way. Wow.
So, yeah.
Our drummer
It's
actually,
long.
Ryan, our drummer,
From
he was
RCA
there.
Records.
He was at
Abbey Road?
Yeah, he was at Abbey Road not that long ago. He was in
Yeah.
London.
Yeah.
So,
He got Tom's dad a T-shirt.
which is still
There you go.
We might like the Beatles.
I'm going to talk right now
Yeah.
about these pastries.
Heck yes.
They are fantastic. Did you guys sample any?
We did not.
No?
We
Just
will
kinda
right
been
now.
Staring at them?
If that's
really
okay.
I'm not sure, Tom, or Nash.
What?
It's not a happy face this week.
No, it's art. It's supposed to be abstract.
It's abstract.
It's
all right.
experimental.
I see that. Okay.
You're supposed to not look at it, see the face.
Gotcha.
Hard out for Casa.
Well, Antoinette Boulangerie specializes in creating delicate and sophisticated works of art using only the highest quality ingredients. Located right next door at 32 Monmouth Street here in the heart of Red Bank, they're a fully operational bakery with all of the baking done on the premises daily. In addition to the handmade variety of croissants and Danish, Antoinette's also offers a dizzying array of traditional French pastries, macaroons, cookies, and savory treats. Find them at AntoinetteBoulangerie.com. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. Go for it.
No, thank you so much.
Go for it.
I gotta
That's
say, you guys
exactly
are the second people that only ever eat on the air.
We'll gladly eat on
The
there.
last time was Colton Kaiser.
Oh,
who
yeah.
just shout, almost ate the entire plate. For the entire interview.
Yes, Colton enjoyed the pastry. You have another note there.
I do, but for them.
Love note runner. Oh. Another one. It must be personal.
Oh. Artist name was Roger Dean.
Ah, there
Does that
you
sound
go.
familiar?
Yep, that's him.
Nice.
Dave, watch your left hand. You'll
Very
ruin
cool.
your
Roger Dean.
guitar in
Yeah,
your neck.
he did so many album covers and
My left hand's
things of that nature for Yes and for I think he did Pink Floyd and I think he just was incredibly talented. So now in between bites, tell me. No, go right ahead. That's why they're there. We have a very relaxed atmosphere here. Watch the Vaughns eat on Danny Coleman. One
For
more.
sound effects
With
for the
Danny
viewers
Coleman.
at home.
That's right. You're gonna hear like potato chips crunching. Can you edit that in, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't eat dinner either, so thank you.
You didn't have any pizza? We have pizza
Yeah,
out
I
there.
What? You guys are too kind.
Pizza?
You got coffee.
You didn't see that?
Yeah,
So-
this coffee's
We
good.
got coffee. We definitely
This
got
coffee's
coffee.
good.
So tell me how those three different but very similar influences. Who's the principal songwriter with you guys, and how do those influences influence you guys, or you, or who, you, or you?
We're pretty collaborative. Lyrically, I probably do pretty much all the lyrics, and most of the melodies, they definitely help out with the backup melodies. They come up with those themselves. But our songwriting style is very loose. Like I said, we're never going for something in specific. It's more like what feels right and what happens when we jam. We'll come up practice. He might have a riff, or Dave has a riff, and then we just feel it out for like 20 minutes, and normally something comes up by then, and we start getting directions, and we say, okay, we like this part, we like this little thing we did, and pick at it, and we just go from there.
Yeah, I think that's made for a really healthy relationship too, just
Yeah.
as friends, because
Definitely.
it's never like Anna comes in or I come in or Dave comes in or Ryan even, and we go, we're okay. I got this set of songs. Let's work them over. It's always like we each have our own idea and we come and then like Anna just writes the stories behind the music we make and all the lyrics, and it's worked great. It's like we've never slowed down with writing. We've never hit a point where we're struggling to write a
Constantly
song.
trying.
It's just constantly. We've just been building up such a big amount of songs
Yeah.
lately. So
Now, do you have a CD?
Yeah, we have.
How many?
like
CD is full length EP.
No,
No.
we have technically 2 EPs. We like to say the first EP that we released was kind of just us getting. We were maybe a band for 2 months, and it was just like, let's get something on a CD so we could hand to bars just to play shows and pitch our music. And people started buying it, but now looking back, we're like, oh man, we did not know what we were doing. So then, I guess in summer of 2015, we recorded our first official release, which was the Tomfoolery EP, which has 6 songs on it. So it's
Tomfoolery.
yeah, there we go. So we released that, and that's been holding us down ever since. And we have some new music coming out soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you say that. Well, I'll tell you what. Before we get any further into the program, you guys have social media, website. Let's get it out there right now.
So our tag on Facebook, you could just search the Vaughns, I guess. Instagram, the Vaughns NJ. We use Instagram a lot. Twitter is the same. Vaughns NJ. We have a YouTube. We have a music video up. We have one music video, and then what else do we use?
Email is just
Yeah.
Email.
Well, why are you the Vaughns? And speaking of which, It's never good when the three of them look at it.
So the Vaughgns came from, it was the night before our first show ever, and we were like, crap, we need a band name. And we were brainstorming for maybe like 2 hours. And after a long brainstorming, we were going through everything, and our drummer, Ryan, suggested being Veronica Vaughn from Billy Madison, as in kind of like a Veruca Salt type of thing. And we were like, maybe it's too similar to that, but we were like, how about just the Vaughns? And then it just felt right as soon as we said it, and we kept going through all list of kind of like, I feel like it's a popular name in pop culture. Also, we're a bunch of, three of us went to Seton Hall, and there is a famous baseball player from Seton Hall named Mo Vaughn. Who funny enough, recently, through like a family friend, we found out, heard of our band. And he's like, he wants to meet us because he just thinks it's so funny that there's a band named after him. So
cool.
So yeah, so it just kind of stuck after that. We also like that it's a family name because we feel very much like a family. All of our siblings and parents are very much involved in what we do and very supportive. So it feels like one big family.
One big family. We have more literature.
Wow.
It's very popular tonight.
Oh, we're giving it all. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. Leave me hanging like that. I'm
Oh
done.
God, I'll let you read.
What? What is that?
Enlighten the class, Mr. Vaughn.
It says Tom's dad wants a pastry for that information.
We can hook him up.
These are really good.
We'll bring him home, Tony.
Yeah.
No, wait, he likes disco though, right? So-
No,
No,
not
that's his dad.
Or your
No.
dad. I'm sorry. For that information.
So
All right,
light
we'll
and
give him
fluffy.
some. If it's your dad that likes a disco, we might.
For Jerry.
Who was your father's favorite disco band?
Bay City Rollers.
Probably.
They weren't disco. They were pop. They had one hit.
I know.
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
KC and the Sunshine Band.
Probably.
Donna Summer.
Yeah.
Gloria Gaynor. What?
Rough.
All right, so, well, how often? Take us, take everybody at home. Take us through a typical Vaughns practice. Where do you practice at? The drummer's house, hopefully?
Well, we have two practice locations. One at Ryan's house where we first started the band, and then my basement we also play at. So we've been actually really strict with practices. We set a regiment, and then we talk after and hang out. But during practice, we formulate a set for our next couple shows, and then we'll work on some new stuff. Recently, we've been working on a lot of new stuff, doing demos and stuff. But we set that, we get it done really fast, and we get it done right, and then we just hang out the rest of the time.
Normally we'll start with going through whatever set we want to use for shows,
Right.
and that's where we're really strict. We come in,
Yeah.
we do a warm-up, go through the set, try to go through it as if we're really playing live,
Yeah.
and then after that, that's when it becomes a little bit looser. We'll jam on some new stuff, new riffs, new songs. Maybe if there's one song we're specifically working on, we'll just drill it until we get it right, and then after that, we loosen up and we'll go through emails, talk about whatever business stuff we have going on. It's normally like two or 3 hours.
Yeah,
That's good.
it goes fast.
There's a veteran, excuse me, there's a veteran jazz guitarist from my area who's been playing in my area for, God, close to 55 or 60 years. He still plays out regularly, this guy,
It's
right?
incredible.
Amazing player. And he always says, practice is what you do at home. Rehearse is what you do as a band.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's good that you keep it focused that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've learned that.
That is definitely something we learned maybe like, I don't know, a few months to a year ago. That was like, we used to just practice and it, we'd go and kind of go through the songs like, yeah, we got to sit down.
Yeah.
And we learned the benefit of rehearsing like you're actually playing, and it's made us better, I think.
How many nights a week?
Depends
sometimes 3, definitely, usually 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends what we have coming up and
yeah.
how many shows we have.
Yeah, how many shows we have too.
And what do you have coming up? As long as
Bobby
we're
Mahoney
throwing
show.
out.
Yes, we have Bobby Mahoney show at the Yacht Club coming up,
Okay.
the 21st. That's a lot of fun. We love the Yacht Club. Could I say
Yeah.
for everyone that's like one of our favorite.
In Asbury?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
The yacht
absolutely.
was
Love
so
it.
much fun.
Why are you
Yeah.
laughing?
The room is so small.
I
I just
know.
played there back in the end of January.
Oh yeah.
The yacht club. I thought I was playing next door.
Oh,
And
Oh,
I was
Lancaster.
like, okay,
Yeah.
I got some room.
Yeah.
No.
Thank
But
God
it's-
there's a house kit.
Yeah, we've gotten used to like small spaces,
Yeah, we're
but we
used to
love that. And then we have a couple bigger shows this summer we're gonna announce soon that we're excited about.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely probably do that next week and stuff. So yeah.
Were you nominated for an Asbury Music Award this past year or no?
Not this past year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for our first
For
CD,
the,
yeah,
when we
haven't
put out
released
the
hopefully.
record. We didn't release anything
Oh,
last
what
year.
category were you nominated on this?
I think we had 3.
I think it was for album. One was for album. One was for you singing,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, best female vocal.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then I think the other one was I guess like I don't know, alt rock or
Or
something.
pop
I
rock
don't-
band or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was cool.
Did you win it?
We went though, got to go for free, had a couple of drinks. It was a nice night. It was fun. Got to see a lot of friends win and hang out with friends. So it was a great time.
Nice. Nice. I get. I've been. I'm like the Susan Lucci of the Asbury Music Awards. I get nominated for like 400 years in a row. But
That's
it's
cool,
you know
though.
it's nice to go and support the
Yeah, absolutely.
the scene and the artists. And
Yeah.
this past year is the first one I missed
Oh yeah.
in the last 6 or 7. Yeah.
Mm.
So, tell me more about the CD that you said you're working on.
Oh.
Are you doing it in the studio or are you doing it at home? What are we doing?
Oh no, we're doing studio. We've been
Okay.
working at Lake House in Asbury Park.
All
We
right.
love it.
John Leadersdorf's
Yeah.
group over there. Okay.
Yep, we love it so much. And we're doing sessions and we're just taking our time, but we have everything planned, but we're just taking our time, making sure everything's refined and everything's. So we've been, I guess, we've been doing that for like a year now. But I mean, not
How many
that
songs are going to be on it?
So far we have 6 done.
Yeah.
6 done,
Okay.
and then
I think that's
6 done and in the can, or 6 done?
We recorded
ready to
6. We
focusing on the songwriting and
Is
the
there a
songs.
preliminary title for this?
no, I
You
don't.
run the risk of. Now you said
Mm.
Mhm.
you've been working on it for kind of like a year. you
Mhm.
said,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
When?
In the. Yeah.
So like October, November.
Yeah.
Yeah, October.
Okay. The whole thing. Oh, wait a minute. We don't play that way anymore. Now what?
Well, I think that's part of the whole decision making. We really made sure those songs are 100% how we want them. You know,
Yeah.
we really refined them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we've really thought it through. It hasn't been like we've been just slacking and putting it off. I think it's just we really want to make sure it's like really important to us because we really feel special about this set of songs. You know,
Yeah.
well, I guess it's around 10 or 11.
Yeah.
We have a huge bunch, but I think we're really focusing on 10 and 11. We feel really special about it. So we do, you know, sometimes I feel like you can rush through things and not think things through, like how you release it with, you know, working with who, you know. So we're just, you know, just taking our time.
Well, yeah, because I know that's.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
There's a
huge
band
part.
I was with, and we just wanted to put down a 3-song EP
Yeah.
to get work
Right.
in bars.
Yeah.
Just like you
yeah.
said
just that
earlier.
first one.
Anna.
Yeah.
And that was, what's this, 2017, so that was like 2008.
Mhm.
It's still not done.
No.
You know, we got 4 songs, we put 4 songs down. But every time we went back in the studio,
Yeah.
the guy who wrote the material
Mm.
is,
Changing
wait a
it.
minute, I want to,
Oh,
there's
no.
something I hear here. There's
We
No.
a lot of the songs that we end up recording are songs that we play live for a couple. We really like testing songs out in a live setting, and a lot of the refinery process happens there
Okay.
or through those couple months. So we won't record a song until we've probably played it live for a couple months
Yeah.
normally. With this album, we do have a bunch of songs that haven't been played live yet, which is exciting, but that's the first time we've ever done that. So the songs that have been recorded so far are already in our live sets and have been evolved and changed before we ever got into the studio with them.
Right.
So I feel like maybe small things will change as we keep playing them, but there's no way that they're going to change so much that they'll be different from the the record
Right.
because they've already evolved so much,
Okay, no, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the old road litmus test.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's great. It's
Yeah.
important, I feel like.
speaking of the road, have you guys toured in any fashion, or have you gone on the road anywhere?
Yeah, we do. Really going to concentrate on weekenders, doing little weekend things. I think they worked really well. We went to Boston in the fall and we played at Brandeis University, and it was just great. We really loved it. So we're going to do that more. Maybe we've been talking about like Baltimore area, Virginia. So the weekenders work best for us, but no like long tours we haven't done. But just constantly, like we said, refining our stuff around New York, New Jersey lately. So.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's that's good. You're going
Yeah.
places where it's kind of a, well, it's really not a tour because you're only going for a
Right,
day or two.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
at least you're going someplace where you
Right.
don't have to sleep at home.
Right.
I've had several artists come on my radio program where they're, yeah, we're going on tour, and it was like in the tri-state area, and I'm thinking, if you can sleep in your own bed, it's not a
Yeah.
tour. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
No,
no.
no, no.
No.
See that bridge over there? You gotta sleep under it tonight. Or you'll beat up van. And
Right.
that's a tour, right, Nash?
That's a tour.
Right, correct. It's a tour. So, well, that's good. And it's kind of funny because you listen to. There's a bar down where I grew up, only several blocks from where I grew up, and it's a metal club.
Nice.
It's called Champs.
Oh, I think I've heard
And
of
yeah,
that.
it's in Trenton.
Yeah.
And the band, they have bands that are constantly. Michelle does a fantastic job there. Nice guy booking of booking touring metal acts.
Mm-hmm.
So like she'll have on any given night of the week, she'll have a band from Chicago.
That's
she'll have
awesome.
one from Texas. She'll have besides the local bands.
Oh yeah.
And those bands are happy to make enough money that evening just to put gas in the van to get
Yeah.
to the next stop. Forget food. We'll find that somewhere.
Yeah.
I think we can scrape together 50 cents for, a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But it's that type of thing that keeps them,
Yeah.
going. And if you're
Absolutely.
willing to put your heart and soul into something like that,
Mm-hmm.
you don't care whether or not you eat. You just need gas
Yeah.
money to get to the next gig.
Right.
Yeah.
You're dedicated to your craft, and
Yeah.
it's kind of one of the good things about Asbury. I'm empty about Asbury Park is that and I say it all the time, the talent pool in this area from New Brunswick down to, and even if you want to go a little further, like Roxy and Dukes,
Yeah.
Garwood,
Yeah. We love. Yeah.
down to, Point Pleasant, Seaside, Toms River, that
Yep.
area. The talent pool is incredibly deep.
Mm-hmm.
When I first arrived on this scene, it was with that same band I was just telling you about. We were in the studio. We played a show Labor Day weekend at the Wonder Bar. We were on a bill with a band called Agency and Status Green. And we were the openers, so there was like maybe 30 people in the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we played, and from that point on, the emphasis I noticed in Asbury Park was on electric bands.
Yeah.
And then that shifted, and everything became singer-songwriter
Oh yeah.
involved. As Cookman Avenue was being redeveloped,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Cookman and Madison and Bank and all that stuff was being redeveloped, all these little clubs start popping up. And you had all these, and they all had acoustic music. There was coffee shops. There were places on the boardwalk. Used to be a place on the boardwalk in Asbury, right in front of the mini golf, called the Sandwich.
Sandwich.
It was a sandwich shop, but it was, and I used to love gigging there because you'd set up on the boardwalk and you'd
Oh,
look
nice.
over at the ocean
Yeah.
and the moon would come up and it was just gorgeous, But, when then Madison Marquette got their hands involved in Live Nation and they started charging all those fees, and the music scene, which built that town and was a huge part of the redevelopment,
Yeah.
just kind of went.
Downhill. Yeah.
And no, it's still very vibrant.
yeah,
it's still
definitely.
very vibrant, but that intensity was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now I noticed that it's starting to come back around to electrified bands again. And there's a lot of
Definitely.
good young bands like you guys. And
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had We're Ghosts Now. And
Yeah,
Low Light.
absolutely.
And so That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm going to talk about a lot of those people. The Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank recently released their second charitable CD, Magic on the Navasink. And that features original works of art by Colossal Street Jam, Dawn Hopkins, DJ Pinelli, John Hathaway, Santa Ray, and many more. It was produced to benefit the Red Bank Elks Lodge number 233 Veteran Support Programs. Downtown All-Stars' first disc, Bright Lights on Broad Street, was in support of Little Kids Rock, which provides free music instruction and instruments to underserved public school districts all across the United States. The Downtown All-Stars of Red Bank is a collective of local musicians and performing artists bound together to raise both funds and the awareness for charities and worthy causes using the immeasurable power of music. Go to redbankallstars.com or find them on Facebook at Red Bank All-Stars or facebook.com/redbankallstars. So get out and check that out, Magic on a Navasink, and help support our veterans through the Red Bank Elks Lodge, which is that way and then that way. So there you go. How about on stage with you fellas and lady? What do you? What's the camaraderie like on stage? Do we genuinely come across like we like each other? Or are we all business? Are we? Do we laugh? Do we joke?
We like each other too much.
Okay.
Yeah, the crowd needs to separate us. I have the urge to kiss Dave most of the time. No, yeah. Yeah, it's.
Hey now.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun playing. I think people really see that. We're just acting like four normal kids, and we just jump around.
That goes a long way. Because not you because you want to kiss Dave, but because
well,
I wouldn't fight it.
I love it.
I hope that was picked up on audio. I've seen a lot of incredibly talented bands who just are superior talent. Just aren't a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen some bands that are, subpar talent, but man, they're a blast to have fun with. You
absolutely.
know, and so to be able to relate to your audience and have a fan base. How is your fan base besides friends and family? Do you find yourselves garnering support from?
Yeah.
Have you stepped outside that comfort zone yet? You said you're starting to play New York City, so obviously you're not going to have your fans traveling up there at 2:00 in the morning, on Bleecker Street to find you guys wherever. So now you're playing to a whole group of people who've never heard you or heard of you, and
I think we're doing well with that. It feels like pretty consistently. It's not like we're big or anything like that, but pretty consistently every show we play, I feel like there's a couple random people who we have no ties to who are just coming from random places, maybe half hour away even, just to see us. And it's just one or two. It's not like many, but to be playing in New York and having somebody who you don't know come out to see you out there, it's keeps us going. It gives us a reason to keep doing it aside from just loving it.
I'm going to tell you a real quick story here about how what we talked about earlier about you never know who is in New York City.
Yeah.
I had a friend who went to see a show in Philly at World Cafe Live.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's awesome.
And if you ever get a chance to play that venue, I've played both those. They're
They have like a radio show or something, right?
WXPN,
I
which is
listen to that,
nothing but indies. So, friend of mine, great guitar player. This guy, he goes and he goes to see. I forget who the artist was. It was a band. Could have been an ABC band for all I know. But he said there was only like 10 people there. But these guys played like they were playing to 10,000.
It's important, yeah.
And, he said like a lot of people kind of got up and left halfway through. And basically by the time they were done with their first set, there was only maybe a half a dozen people there. Well, one of them at the time was a record company exec who loved him, gave him his card and said, get yourselves a lawyer and call me. Wow. So you never know who's sitting in the audience when you perform as a band. So you have to play the same. Go ahead.
There was like an interesting story. One time we played Crossroads, and
Oh yeah.
Bernard Purdy was there,
There you go.
and he was really cool. He was really nice. Like, he stayed for our whole set, and he actually signed our drummer's kits. Like, if you ever come to one of our shows, you'll see his signature right on there, and he drew a little smiley face too. It was really nice.
Well,
Yeah.
Bernard's from just north of Long Branch somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
lives
was-
by us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
think
lives over
in-
by us, actually.
I
in
think he
our
lives
town.
in Springfield, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that
no,
was
we've had
really cool.
instances like that.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the funny thing about this music or about this music business and industry is you just never know. And since you guys are a young and up and coming new act, so to speak. How long have you been together anyway?
I think we just hit 3 years.
3 years. Okay.
And this is all of ours first real band. Ryan had maybe one in high school.
Yeah.
He was in metal band, but for the three of us, this is the first band we've ever been in. So it's been a lot of trial and error and
Oh, really?
learning.
It's your first
Yeah,
band?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think that adds to our loyalty to each other too.
I don't count cover bands.
Yeah, Tom is in a lot of cover bands.
Dave
but
is-
Well, so this isn't your first.
I played
Band.
Well, no, yeah.
You know,
no.
first
but,
original band
but
trying to
yeah,
get into
I
it.
know what you.
What's interesting though is even going back to like, the whole like how we formed and everything was Tom and Ryan used to play in a band together when they were younger, and I've actually known Ryan like my whole life. His family, my family are good friends. But they were in a band and then they broke up, and I was even in a band with Ryan at one point, and we broke up. And Tom and I used to play at an open mic night at our town all the time together. And then at one point we were even all like in the same high school. Like we were never friends. We walked by each other in the hallways, and
Tom and I were in the same grade, 150
yeah, they
kids.
graduated the same year.
Wait, you want to hear a funny story? I think in like 6th grade, Tom sent me a text.
Oh god.
Because we were like kind of friendly. We were
Wait,
like kind of
don't
talk
say
sometimes. He sent
No,
me a
it's not
text
bad.
and it was like a picture of his guitar collection. And I was like, whoa, like I didn't really talk to him, but I was like, yo, like that's an awesome collection, like cool guitar. And he just responds, oh, sorry, that wasn't for you.
Oh my god, Anna.
This was like,
I apologize.
oh my God, 6th grade maybe. He's like, that was for Pat. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I guess.
Pat's not even
How
close
did
to
you
your
mix that
name.
up? Yeah, how did you
I
mix that
don't
up?
know. I think you
I
were
don't
just
know.
trying to I think it was an excuse. I think you were just embarrassed.
Now, what's funny about that is that you're sitting there saying 6th grade. Tom sent me a text.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
6th grade.
We are
I was getting hit in the
millennials.
back of the head with a spitball. Had a note attached to it. A brick. Of course, I'm showing. Look at it. Look at me at home. I'm old.
Age is just a number.
That's right. Correct.
They're over 50.
Anna's old.
50. And what? I don't look a day over 50 or what? Dog years? What?
45.
So, what? And all right, never mind. We'll talk about this after because I have things. So now I forget what was I talking about?
The text thing probably threw you
Texting.
off.
Yeah, sorry.
Threw me for the
6th grade
technology-driven
texting.
I
thing.
got
man. That's right. So you were in cover bands.
Yeah.
Doing what? Predominantly like 90s music, 80s,
No,
90s music?
No, not like the cover bands you see at like in Belmar or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I played in a cover band with my dad actually.
Oh,
and
nice.
It was a lot of fun. We used to play like offshoot 60s and 70s.
He was a drummer,
covers.
too.
Yeah, I used to drum and sing. it was a lot of fun.
You also had the
But
stripper bass.
I had a bass with strippers on. It was very embarrassing.
Oh, right, Dad. Where'd you get that one? Do you have another? I don't even play the bass, but I
get
could.
one for the set.
Yeah.
I know. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. But like what Anna said, it's like being in. This is like my first real like original band. It's just been
It's a whole lot
Totally
different when you're
different
writing
monster.
your
Oh,
own
yeah.
music.
in a
Right?
good way, a
Yeah.
monster in a good way.
My very first band that I was ever in,
Yeah.
we started when we were just about 14 years old.
Nice.
And we started out by playing covers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the three of the guys in the band were heavy duty into writing their own music at the age of 14.
Yeah, nice.
So the next thing you know, we start gigging probably earlier than we should have because we really weren't that
That was
good at
us
first.
too. Yeah.
You know, but we had a lot of friends and we would pack venues
Yeah.
and people would be happy, you know. So they started to the point where half our set was original and half were covers.
Nice.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? And I mean, I went in the recording studio for the first time. I was 15 years old.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You know. And then, we wound up winning. WPST used to have an unsigned heroes contest, and we won like the first one.
That's awesome.
You know, and then we lost the second one, but we won the third one. I mean, you know, it was like those type of things that kept us going. And I sit back and I look at the, I look at those things and I think, yeah, I mean, we're really into original, which is probably why I still love original music now.
Yeah.
I freelance a lot as a drummer, and a lot of times my work is with original bands.
Cool.
Which is really cool. They'll
Yeah.
send me their music, and sometimes with only like 24 hours to
You
learn
gotta
like
learn
10
it.
tunes.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I've done gigs where I had to find. I did 4 gigs in one day, one time.
Whoa.
You carried
fun.
your drums? Each
I
day?
had drum. I had a percussion gig that started off at the Stone Pony,
Okay.
so I needed my congas and my
Oh.
bag of hand percussion. Then I had a kick gig at the Colts Neck Rock Fest with a band from up around you guys somewhere called the Itch. Their drummer, the Itch.
I like
Awesome
that name.
name.
Their drummer backed out, and
Oh,
like
wow.
2 days before the gig, he forgot he had a wedding to go to, and they had a slot at the Colts Neck Rock Fest, so they sent me like 10 cover tunes.
Whoa.
I had to find those guys with their Facebook page. You know, I'm trying to find their faces on here. All right, where are these guys? You know.
Wow.
Then I had a gig that afternoon at a anniversary party for it was a bar, and they were having live music. It's like their 15th anniversary, and I gigged with the band there. And then I go home and I'm like, and my buddy calls me. He says, "Dude, our drummer can't make it.
Oh.
We go on in an hour. Can you get here?" I was like,
Jeez.
So it was one of those days, but
Yeah.
I love to play. you know,
Yeah.
I love to get
absolutely.
out there.
Yeah.
None of it was original music, though. It was all, no, the Stone Pony gig was all original
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
That's by an artist. I haven't seen her in a while, actually, named Laura Chrissy. She was doing an original thing, and I
Cool.
did some backup percussion for her. She's from Asbury Park area.
Okay.
When you do play out, where do you play? Like Court Tavern mostly? Where do you play in Asbury?
Well,
Court Tavern's in New Brunswick, of
yeah,
course.
New Brunswick. We also, honestly, what we owe a lot to is the basement scene in New Brunswick.
Okay.
Rutgers University and New Brunswick in general has this awesome network of students and kids just living in houses and running shows out of their houses. And what's so great about it, I mean, it changed like our lives, honestly. Like Dave and I remember the first time we went to a basement show, we were just like, this is amazing. We have to play these, because what you get that you don't get at a bar venue or somewhere in Asbury Park is a room filled with, anywhere from 30 to 100 kids who are there for the music, who love young, up and coming indie bands, and who are just as passionate as music listeners and supporters as you are about playing it. And everyone's trying to help each other out, the bands, the people who live in the houses, and it's just a great, great community. And that was where we started, I think, becoming better as a band, by playing those shows, because you have nothing. You don't have lights. You don't have a good sound system. You don't have, sometimes the drum kits are atrocious, but you learn to just roll with it, and you learn how to entertain a crowd and to, as you said earlier, connect with the crowd. And I think we owe a lot to that scene, and we still love playing it when we can. And so that's where I think we're probably based out of, if anything. And then Asbury Park, there's places like the Yacht Club. It's a little bit more bar scene up there.
But
You're down there.
I mean, we've played everywhere in Asbury too, though. But like it's like two different scenes, like Anna said.
Yeah.
But we never feel like we're like part of one scene or part of one group or part of one genre. I think a lot of bands limit themselves by doing that. So.
I think too, a lot of bands are afraid, for lack of a better term. I think they're afraid because they don't have enough faith in themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, I saw a quote the other day. I don't know whether it was on Facebook or LinkedIn, but the quote was, "Go to the edge of your comfort zone."
Yeah.
step over it. That's where life begins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you can have this great following, and I know several bands from this area. They got this great following in this area, and they love it, but they're scared to go outside of this area because they're afraid that they're not going to get, oh, you're so wonderful, there.
Yeah.
When they go to New York City at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
or they go to Philly, or they go, wherever. So to step out of your comfort zone is really the only way you're going to improve. I mean, because you need to win everybody over.
Yeah.
You don't need to win just the locals over.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely.
Success comes in various forms. You can be a successful local band,
Yeah.
or you could be a successful national band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And which one, an artist chooses is strictly on how much dedication they have to it.
Absolutely.
You can't let, and this is going to sound really screwed up, and don't hate me at home for this, but, you can't let family, you can't let commitments, none of that stuff get in the way of your goal. You have to be focused on that, and you have to be able to say no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't go to that 50th anniversary party because we have a gig. Sorry, I can't do this because we're going to try playing in, Virginia Beach. And no matter how mad your mom or dad or sibling or best friend gets at you, you got to be like, look, I got to do this. You have to understand. This is something I'm committed to. I'm as committed to this as you are to raising your children. I'm as committed to this as you are to, being the best accountant possible. And you have to go that route.
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid to bust a few eggs to make the omelet.
Right. I think that's also why we've been such a tight-knit unit, because we all know this is the number one thing that we really look forward to,
Yeah.
And I think it's also been great that we have friends and family that understand that.
Supportive.
And it's like
That's
you said,
huge.
it's never like everyone's at 100% consensus. Like there's always going to be issues, whether. But it's just, I think we're all on the same page, which is so important,
I mean, because I actually know of bands who were offered the opportunity to get gigs in some of the better, go to work the next day.
No.
Yeah, we've.
Wait a minute. Do you want to be? What are you doing?
Right.
I mean, obviously our drummer is he's.
I have a job.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we have a.
No, I do.
Yeah, kick him out. No. I think some of the advice we've gotten is that there's a million different ways for success, and I think all of us would love to hop in a van and just eat 25-cent meals and tour, but we also all have responsibilities and loans and things that we can't get out of, unfortunately, and so we are doing the best we can in trying to expand and step out of our comfort zone while honing each other's responsibilities. And Tom has a full-time job, Brian has a full-time job, I work weird part-time jobs, I do what I can, and Dave's still in school, and we but we are making the effort to so we're all over the place, and I think that that says a lot about our commitment, because we'll take shows at 12 o'clock on a Thursday night, and Ryan and Tom get up and go to work.
4 hours sleep.
Yeah,
that's rock and roll, dude.
Yeah, so it's it's rock and roll in its corporate way.
There were times when I was playing where I had actually, and this is no exaggeration, I had 13 hours sleep for the week.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah.
Even at my advanced age, I had 13 hours
Yep.
sleep for the week. And now you got to bring it up at this point in the show when we're almost ready to let you guys start playing about weird part-time jobs. What do you, milk goats or something? What's a weird part-time job?
Currently, I'm a lunch aide at an elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I also just started a job today where I'm. So my hours right now, I work at 6 a.m. to 11 at a gym as a front desk person.
Okay.
And then I go to the lunch aide thing. So I'm done by 1:30. My day is over, and that's when I get into music stuff.
I see you, Matt. I see you.
Wrap it up.
I saw you both.
Okay, but yeah, so not super weird, but being a elementary school lunch aide is a little weird.
I think you hurt his feelings.
I got Nash waving at me. At least when Nash waves at me, he uses all of his fingers, not just one. I got Matt going like this. I got Matt going like that. I'm like, all right, I see you. I see you.
I'm telling you to draw it out.
Oh.
Making taffy.
Oh, I thought you wanted them to play more. You want them to perform more? Would you like me to? No.
I can do both.
Oh, okay. All
We,
right.
we showed up
Nothing you
early,
wanna
right?
talk about?
We want to talk about it's like Mike Rowe. Is he here? We can talk about dirty jobs. That's right.
Oh. No,
But you
I
guys
draw the
are,
line.
Cash Cab?
you what's that?
Oh no, that show Cash Cab is coming back.
Oh,
Is it? Oh.
That was pretty funny.
Dirty
show.
Jobs, love those shows.
Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a good one.
See, David Tell, the comic, used to have a show
Yeah.
on Comedy Central called, was it Night? Insomniac,
Oh, okay.
where he used to wander around the streets of New York City at like,
Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
That's
between 1 and 4 in the morning and just go into places and talk to people about their jobs.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'd help them, and it was,
Yeah.
so. I got, since you said wrap it up and he said elongate it, I'm going to take a long
Yeah,
time
you
to wrap it
just
up.
do that.
Because I want to hear this fine
Yeah,
trio
yeah.
play. I'm going to let you guys get up and play now. First of all, thank you very much
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
for
you.
making a trip.
Thanks.
We're going to hear several songs. If you're just clicking in, these are the Vaughns, and they're going to play several tunes for you this evening. And then before we say goodbye, I'll come up and join you guys, and
You'll sing
we'll
with
say
us.
goodbye.
You
Want
will.
me to sing with you?
Yeah.
I'll sing with you. Where can we sing? Over the hills and far away? So low you can't hear me? What do you want?
That's a tricky one.
No,
Dave.
I'm not. You guys are gonna do this all on your own. I'll let you get set up,
Okay.
and I am going to talk about Mama's music because I can, right, Tom? Because I have to, because that's what they say. Woo! Established in 1987, Monmouth Music is located right here in the center of historic Red Bank, New Jersey. For over 30 years, Monmouth Music has served the local and traveling musician with brand name instruments and accessories at everyday low prices. Monmouth Music also welcomes aspiring musicians of all levels with a broad selection of affordable instruments, including school orchestra instruments for both sale and rental. They also provide students lessons by their long-tenured music teaching staff. In addition to providing the brand name instruments and complete lesson plans, Monmouth Music is home to Bob Pinto's Guitar Hospital, specializing in string instrument repair. There's also an in-house professional amplifier repair service by BP Electronics. Monmouth Music is owner-operated by our good buddy Mario DiBartolo, and he ensures that you'll get professional and personal service every day. So come to Red Bank and visit Monmouth Music. You won't be disappointed. And once you guys are ready, oh man, quick, good. So right now, I am going to give you the Vaughns.
Very good, Dave. We're in tune. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
You come and you go. You may stay a while. Have your fun. Let me know when it becomes a bit too real. Darling, show me your lonely. I know how that feels. But goddamn, to be your plans. Aren't you sick of leaving? Do I have to shout?
Do I have to shout?
To keep you around, to keep you here. Do I have to shout?
Do I have to shout?
To keep you around, keep you here. Well, I get stuck, don't like change. Leave my nickels with the needy. Just a math nerd who likes patterns and you're consistently leaving to come back. Keep believing it might last. Oh, but God damn it, you're cold habits. Aren't you sick of sneezing? Do I have to shout?
Do I have to shout?
To keep you around, to keep you here. Do I have to shout?
Do I have to shout?
To keep you around, keep you.
Thank you. Okay. That was called Shout. It's a
Yeah.
new one.
This next one is called Phase Me. It's off of the Tomfoolery EP. Fuck a metaphor, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. It's all been said before, no difference if I'm singing. You still have the nicest face I've seen here tonight. And getting you would mean one less wish for me to make. Phase me, it's just one more try with the love. It won't phase me, it's just one more try with the love. With the love. With the love, yeah. We've been here before, don't tell me that you're sinking. 'Cause sweetheart, I never lost faith. What do you say? I'll come over now. See, I just thought you might like that sort of thing. But it won't phase me, it's just one more try with the love. It won't phase me, it's just one more try with the love. With the love. With the love. faze me. It's just one more try with the love. It won't faze me. It's just one more try. It won't faze me. It's just one more try with the love. It won't faze me. One more try.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, this is the last song. It's called Bring Your Kid to Work Day. It's a brand new one as well.
We love a good challenge.
We also love capos.
Ready? Okay. 1, 2.
Lamb's thinking Long Island Rach, and I've been planning our moves too. We're talking Brooklyn, 'cause it seems to be what kids our age do. When you're from Jersey and those student loans won't give a fuck, find 7 roommates and a landlord who's just looking to sell fast, just like my college years, and ends with one thing I know for sure: keep your legs open, 'cause this world is always out to teach you more of this and less of that. Adulting's total crap. Most days I just wonder why it seems it's always bring your kid to work day. Kids into the office anyway. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. Only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. It only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. Only lasted for the minutes you were in it for. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go. Which one? Which one? Nash one. That one. Okay. The Vaughgns, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming out. Nash, Tom, Matt, and Mike out there. We're all good to go. Thank you, fellas. Next week we have. Don't go away, because I'll get right back to you in a second. Next week we have the band Beatrix Potter will be coming on. Colin Atkinson will be sitting in here with Matt, actually. Matt will be at the helm of OneMore with Danny Coleman, because Danny Coleman will be in Myrtle Beach playing golf. Nice. A week of bad golf and good beer is coming in my future, and but I may be tuning in, you know what I mean? tuned up and tuned in at that point. That's right, next week. Thank you guys. Again, social media?
The Vaughns NJ.
The Vaughns NJ. You can find them there. And upcoming gigs?
The 21st.
Okay.
We're playing with Bobby Mahoney at Asbury Park Yacht Club.
Asbury Park Yacht Club.
Should be
right
fun.
there next to Langosta Lounge on the boardwalk in Asbury Park. So hopefully it's a nice night. They got the door open.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Always.
All right. So I will be back here on May 1st, actually. And I will see you then. So until then, one more. Good night.